Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, Governor Tate Reeves wins re-election. We'll have full re-election results coming up in the show.
Plus, NewsWatch spoke with some in the community to hear their feelings on the results of the election.
Oxford, however, it does look like we've had some rain heading our way, so make sure to stay tuned for your full forecast. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Alexi Anderchek.
And I'm Reagan Settle. Mississippi elections were held yesterday with the most anticipated race being between Governor Tate Reeves and Brandon Presley. Governor Reeves took the win with 51.7% of votes. Democrat Brandon Presley had 46.9%.
After accepting the concession of his opponent last night, Governor Reeves held a victory speech in Jackson.
By the governor's mansion over the next 4 years. It's really about the direction that our state will go over the next 4 years. Mississippi has momentum. You've heard me say it 1,000 times throughout this campaign. But Mississippi has momentum, and this is Mississippi's time.
During the speech, Governor Reeves publicly thanked former President Donald Trump for his endorsement and encouragement.
I want to thank
and also last night, opponent
just a few minutes ago, President Donald J. Trump. I want to thank him. He was very, very adamant. Please tell the people of Mississippi, I love y'all. And I will tell you, we're going to make sure he carries Mississippi again in 2024.
And also last night, opponent Brandon Presley gave a speech where he called the campaign tough but worth it, the chance to elevate certain necessary issues.
This campaign's been tough, and I feel like to a certain degree that we've lived that line in amazing grace through many dangers, toils, and snares. I have already come, and I think that we have seen the best of Mississippi throughout this campaign, and it's been a rough road at times, but it's been worth it. It's been worth it to elevate the issues that we've talked about throughout this race.
There have been tons of reactions towards the election and mainly the results of the governor race.
NewsWatch reporter Juliana Jackson has more on how people are feeling.
This victory sure is sweet.
Across the nation, the Mississippi governor's race caught people's attention. In a predominantly red state, Democratic nominee Brandon Presley put up a strong fight.
Unfortunately, it looks like we came up a little short.
Across the state of Mississippi, voters came rolling into the polls on Tuesday. They had many tough choices to make, but the one that was on everyone's mind was the governor's race.
Associate Professor of American Politics, Dr. John Bruce, says Governor Reeves had a different approach to this year's election than in the past.
The governor rolled out his commercial from where he had Trump's endorsement, and he spent a lot of time talking about outsiders, and that's been a refrain that works here. If you go back to the state flag initiatives and stuff, the effective argument was always, oh look, it's outsiders trying to tell Mississippi what to do.
Some students expect the next 4 years to be very similar to the last.
I just don't see him wanting to change that because I feel like he thinks he's supported by the Mississippi residents.
Meanwhile, others like what Reeves had to say to younger voters.
I just think it's so cool how he's putting himself out there hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm here for.
While Governor Reeves remains in office, this will be his last term.
Starting today, the jostling for the next governor has begun.
Juliana Jackson, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
In Lafayette County, 44.86% of all registered voters showed up to the polls. Mirroring the results of the governor's race statewide, the results of the local county offices are also in. Joey East, who ran independent, won for Lafayette County Sheriff. For Lafayette County Circuit Clerk Jeff Bugsby, For Lafayette County Coroner, Republican Glenn Coleman, and for Lafayette County Prosecuting Attorney Bella J. Chain III. More offices can be found on the Daily Mississippian at thedmonline.com. A new county animal shelter has been approved for construction. On Monday, building official Joe Howell updated the Lafayette County Board of Supervisors on the building of a new animal shelter. It will be located off of Industrial Park Road. The 4,160 square foot building package has been delivered to the site and they are ready to get building. The shelter will have 3 acres, giving the animals plenty of space for both outdoor and indoor areas for the animals. The initial design includes 18 outdoor and 18 indoor kennels, a medical exam room, rooms for sick animals, a cat room, and a large puppy play area.
The Salvation Army has launched their holiday fundraising campaign. Oxford Mayor Robin Tannehill will kick off the Oxford Salvation Army Service Center's Holiday Red Kettle campaign at 1 p.m. on November 14th. The kickoff will be held on the porch of the Salvation Army Family Center at 2649 West Oxford Loop. Between November 24th and December 23rd, volunteers will be ringing bells at Walmart and Kroger in Oxford and at Walgreens in Batesville. Every penny dropped in the red kettles will assist those who need help in the local service area. The event is free and open to the public. Fulton Chapel serves as a home for the performing arts and is a vessel for educational pursuits on the UM campus. The chapel sits on the circle between Peabody Hall and Bryant Hall and is one of the oldest buildings on campus. The chapel was named for Robert Burwell Fulton. Under his administration as chancellor, Ole Miss gained running water, telephones, steam heat, and sewer systems. Fulton also helped to bring the schools of engineering, medicine, and education to Ole Miss. The space holds special memories for many students who have worked in the building. The article can be found on the Daily Mississippian on thedmonline.com.
Here in Oxford, high school students are preparing to get into their dream schools by preparing for the ACT. To do that, they are enrolling into AP classes. NewsWatch reporter Celeste Lay has more on the story.
Students nationally have been enrolling in AP classes to help have higher chances of getting into their dream schools, as it becomes more competitive for students each year. Superintendent for Oxford School District Bradley Robertson says AP courses are essential for college success.
AP is a strong indicator of college readiness and college success after high school.
Especially if students score a 3 or better on an AP exam.
It increases the likelihood that you finish with a 4-year degree by like 17%. And that's important, right? 17%, that increases your chances significantly.
Students at Oxford High School have the opportunity to take advanced placement courses to prepare them for college. Oxford High School principal Dana Bullard shares her experiences when she was teaching AP classes.
I told them my goal was to have at least 50% of them make a 3 or above, and that would make me feel like we were doing well.
According to Bullard, scores aren't the only outcome of an AP exam.
Sometimes students don't know that when they try hard things and accomplish those, how much it does for their confidence, how much it does for them to know that they can go to college and be successful.
Confidence and hard work through AP courses are preparing high school students for their college careers. This is Celeste Lay, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Coming up after the break, there is an active manhunt for a suspect involved in the January 6th Capitol riot.
Plus, the United States and China Panda program has officially ended. These stories and more after the break.
Hey, Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's put a ride home.
Have you ever seen somebody treated unfairly because of the color of their skin?
Do you guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
NewsWatch Ole Miss. An active manhunt is underway in New Jersey. The FBI is searching for a suspect wanted in connection to the January 6th U.S. Capitol riot. According to officials, 46-year-old Gregory Yetman could be armed. Officials also say that he ran into a wooded area after trying to arrest him this morning. Schools in the area are sheltering in place until the suspect is caught. And Brittany Griner has the opportunity to play for Team USA once again. After her 300-day detainment in Russia, Griner never thought she would be Olympics-bound again. On Tuesday, she shared her appreciation for getting to play for Team USA following her imprisonment. The WNBA star says she would be incredibly honored to represent USA once again at the Olympics. Following a bar shooting in Tacoma last week, court documents revealed the death of 2 people and 3 injured. Reporter Natalie Swaby has more on this story.
First matter before the court is State versus Alante Brian Peterson.
In this courtroom, grieving family members and friends filled the rows, with some holding up pictures of one of the victims who was shot and killed early Sunday morning.
Do you find there is probable cause?
Police say 28-year-old Alante Peterson shot 5 people at a Tacoma bar where there's now a growing memorial.
It's been devastating. Yeah.
Joey says he works where it happened at Alley Cat Patio and Lounge.
All I know is that somebody just started unloading shots.
One witness told police that a man at the bar tried to insert himself into conversations with women, and Peterson allegedly said, "You can just leave the girls alone." According to court documents, what followed was a dispute that quickly escalated, with Peterson allegedly firing indiscriminately into the bar, injuring 3 people and killing 2.
Really sweet girl, super unfortunate.
Photos of the victims are now on display.
This definitely was one of those guys that we all looked up to.
Today, the prosecutor said the victim that family members have identified as Monique Swan had nothing to do with the altercation. For Peterson, not guilty pleas were entered. As the court case gets underway here in Tacoma, community members are coming together.
Everybody's pretty broken right now, but I think everybody's willing to, take the steps to what do we do to make this go away, or how can we help this not happen again.
Nashville Chief of Police has confirmed the unauthorized release of writings from the Covenant School shooter. Chief John said Tuesday that the released manifesto writings written by the shooter were authentic. Police are looking to identify the person responsible for leaking the writing to a conservative talk show host. Chief Drake says the hate-filled language directed towards both the school and the students was very upsetting to Covenant families. Investigators are holding off on the releasing of the mass shooter's journals until there is a ruling from Tennessee Court of Appeals. A Houston woman believes her restaurant was attacked because of an Israeli flag hanging outside the building. A Taste of Tel Aviv was broken into early Wednesday morning. Owner Pam Bayless says the burglar did not take any cash, but instead destroyed some of her Jewish prayer books. She thinks the Israeli flag hanging outside the restaurant drew the burglar to her place. Bayless recently reported 2 threats to the Houston police. They had suggested she take down the flag, but she decided against it. Bayless is standing firm in her choice to keep the flag up.
And I don't feel like that we should have to alter our way of doing business to please other people. I just don't bend that easily.
Police are investigating the burglary. Detectives will determine if this was a hate crime.
A fire has broken out at a chemical plant northeast of Houston. According to a county constable, the fire started Wednesday morning at a petroleum processing plant called Resource Solutions. Officials have not said what is burning, but they do not believe that it's toxic. Multiple fire agencies have been called in to fight the blaze. Nearby private school students were forced to evacuate, and residents within a mile were urged to shelter in place. One employee has been injured in the plant in San Jacinto County, Texas. A plant spokesperson says that the employee is being treated for burns at a local hospital but should be released soon. And in Colorado, body cam footage has been released showing the moments leading up to a LaSalle police officer shooting and killing a man in a confrontation. Reporter Cole Sullivan has more.
The parking lot of LaSalle's Family Dollar stays busy.
Eric, turn on your camera.
But this May, one car caught the eye of two of the town's 7 police officers.
What does it come back on? Nothing.
That's Officer Eric Hernandez. It's his 3rd day on patrol in LaSalle. It's also his last.
Double parked.
But neither he nor training officer Sam Johnson know that yet.
We got a complaint so we could tow it.
They're suspicious because the car is newly painted, the plate didn't ping in their system, and it's taking up 2 spots.
And a roller paint job on a car with that headlight, that's suspicious. You have every reason to start questioning somebody about that.
So, the officers, were exercising their discretion as to how far they wanted to look into this. But before anything could happen, the incident unraveled so quickly, there was no time to even address that issue.
As they walk the store, the driver, Justin Reffel, takes off.
There you go. There he goes.
The officers chase after him.
He's still in here.
In just seconds, they'll shoot and kill him. We'll stop the video before they do. Remember, these officers are investigating a suspicious car.
Going up! Shoot you!
Reffel ignores their commands. Hernandez later says Reffel tried to back over him. The video shows he's standing to the side when he shoots.
Get out of the car!
Police say Reffel died of a single gunshot.
The video depicts a use of force situation that is not justified based on the circumstances.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground!
The 2 officers aren't done. They handcuff this woman in the store parking lot.
What was his name?
Why? You don't know his name, but you were going to shoot him.
Okay. You can suffer the same charges as he's got.
What is that? You don't even know his name, but he has charges?
The Smithsonian National Zoo in Washington, D.C. has sent their 3 giant pandas back to China. They left Dulles International Airport on the FedEx Panda Express. Their departure from the zoo is the end of more than 50 years of Chinese pandas being kept at the National Zoo, which was the first U.S. zoo to showcase them. The zoo is hopeful that China will send more bears in the future. However, because of the U.S. and China's worsening relationship, that may not be able to happen. An Amazon delivery driver in Florida is recovering after being bitten by a venomous rattlesnake. On September 18th, Monet Robinson was dropping off a package in Palm City, Florida. When the 21-year-old went to take a picture of the package, she was bitten by an eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Robinson managed to call 911. She ended up in the hospital for nearly 3 weeks. Robinson now has an attorney for workers' compensation and says she is grateful to be alive. Barbie's new Inspiring Women series is including a doll honoring the first female principal chief of Cherokee Nation. She is remembered for her to improve health care in the housing for the Cherokee Nation. She also received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1998, and she died of cancer in 2010. To accurately represent her, Mattel worked with her estate as well as tribal representatives. The doll is now available for purchase. All week we have been seeing warm temperatures, and tonight seems to be doing the same. Let's check in with the birthday boy weather anchor Seth Parento for a look at your current conditions.
Thank you, Reagan. Well, as it stands right now, we are looking at a current temperature of 77 degrees here in Oxford with clear skies. However, it does look like we have some rain heading our way, so make sure to stay tuned for your full forecast. NewsWatch Ole Miss, we'll be right back.
My name is Charles Taway. I was in the United States Navy, flight deck, Harry S. Truman. A veteran friend of mine took his own life with a gun. What didn't take place? What didn't happen that could have prevented that? Safely storing your weapon is important. It's your guard that you put up beforehand to ensure that if you're not in the right state of mind, you're still watching your own back. Service never stops as far as locking it up properly. Protect yourself and those around you.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss with Stormwatch. I'm Seth Parento. Well, as it stands right now, we are looking at a current temperature of 77 degrees here in Oxford with clear skies and some gusty winds at around 9 miles per hour. And if we take a look across the rest of northern Mississippi, you'll see temperatures very consistent at 77 with only Tupelo standing out at 79 degrees. And as we head into this evening, temperatures will be taking a little bit of a dip, not by much, for a low of 64 with some clouds rolling in and that breeze staying consistent at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as we head into tomorrow, we are looking at a high of 68. However, some rain clouds will be moving in overnight to be giving us some rain showers pretty much throughout the day, again, with that consistent breeze staying in place. And if we take a look across the rest of northern Mississippi for tomorrow, you'll see temperatures consistent in the mid to upper 60s with Tupelo, again, standing out with a high of 74 degrees. And if we take a look at your 5-day forecast, as you'll see, temperatures are relatively consistent with some ebbs and flows with this week and with tonight, Thursday and Monday, looking at a high of 68 degrees.
I am absolutely loving this warm weather. I do not want it to rain. I'm so sad.
I only tell the weather. I don't make it, unfortunately.
I'm not gonna lie, I love rainy days, so I'm kind of pumped, but I understand.
I love the rain too, but I hope that doesn't dampen our Rebs' spirit, Campbell.
I'm really hoping not either, Seth. But speaking of sports, coming up, the Rebels men golf team and women's tennis grabbed some key additions, and former Rebels continue to impress in the NFL. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Play Eric Amarola's Race Day Mix.
Welcome back. I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch. Well, today the men's golf team signed 2 new players in the class of 2024, Jacob Blanton and Davis Kochenauer. Both golfers signed their national letter of intent earlier today, making their commitment to Ole Miss official. Head coach Chris Malloy was excited, as he said, to be able to add 2 players to this caliber is extremely exciting for all of us. And they're going to be great additions to our family here in Oxford. And in women's tennis news, they are also excited to announce the signing of 5-star Brooklyn Olsen. The blue chip recruit from Kansas City is a huge addition to the Rebels. She is ranked as the number 26 recruit in the nation with a world tennis number of 16.9. Head coach Mark Byers said, "We're very excited to add Brooklyn to the squad. She's going to bring a wealth of experience and has a lot of success in the ITF junior circuit, both in singles and doubles." And taking things to the field, the Rebel fan base has broken an all-time attendance record this season. This 2023 season, with a perfect 6-0 at home so far, the student crowd has broken its attendance record nearly every week, and the total crowd of 66,703 for LSU set the all-time facility mark. This was the first time the Rebels have achieved a perfect mark in Oxford since 1992. Ole Miss will host ULM for its final home game of the 2023 season in the Vaught on November 18th at 11 a.m. And let's check back in our NFL Rebels and see how they worked hard for their teams this week past of play. Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf brought down 1 catch for the longest play of the game of 50 yards. And Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown caught 7 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown in a win over Dallas. And in that same game against the Eagles, Cowboys linebacker Sam Williams recorded his 2nd career sack, which was a strip sack of Jalen Hurts for his first career forced fumble. Congrats to these former Rebels, and again, we are so proud of your success. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to follow us on X at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Alexia Anderchek.
And I'm Reagan Settle with your latest news. Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.